Hello everyone. Today I wanted to do my first ever SpongeBob season ranking, and I'm gonna do it with season 4. There have been a lot of episodes of season 4 that I've talked about, but there have also been a lot that I didn't talk about. So I wanted to rectify that mistake by talking about the ones I didn't talk about. And for the ones I did talk about, I'll just give a quick analysis of the episode plot and how I feel about the episode. So, without further ado, let's begin. With number 38, starting off the bad tier, which has 4 episodes, is my least favorite of season 4, The Thing. The plot is that Squidward gets mistaken for some creature after getting covered in cement. I don't like The Thing at all. It's just boring, but not the comfortably bad kind of boring. The boring that frustrates you. Like, there could have been something done here, but for what we got, this episode didn't really deliver. Number 37, All That Glitters. This is the exact opposite of The Thing. The concept is interesting, but similarly to The Thing, the concept is interesting, but the execution needs work, a lot of work. And actually, All That Glitters has a better counterpart, and that is Evil Spatula from season 9. As for why I don't like All That Glitters is that it's just annoying. SpongeBob crying on repeat after breaking his spatula is just not that funny at all. It's just not that funny at all. Number 36, Squidward. The plot is that SpongeBob makes a puppet version of Squidward, and he impresses everyone at the Krusty Krab. Yeah, this episode, kind of like The Thing, is just, it just doesn't get me engaged. Yeah, it's just boring. Number 35 is Best Day Ever. This episode, I used to like this episode. Apparently not anymore. It's just boring and predictable. It's about SpongeBob wanting to have the best day ever, but everything seemingly goes wrong until the end. It's like the most basic cartoon plot of all time. And in a show with so much imagination, episodes like this just don't intrigue me at all. And moving on from the bad tier, we have the meh tier. These episodes I don't really dislike, but I wouldn't come back to them, if that makes sense. Starting off with Good Neighbors. This is an episode I will cover in my SpongeBob Defended series. But for now, let's just say this. This episode is not a top 10 bag worthy at all. Like, at all. As again, I will go more in depth in SpongeBob Defended. Number 33, Hocus Pocus. No, I'm not calling it Hocus Pocus. I'm calling it Hocus Pocus. So the plot is that SpongeBob thinks he accidentally turned Squidward into an ice cream cone. Yeah, this episode doesn't have the most interesting plot, and yeah, the episode isn't really interesting as a result. Don't get me wrong, there are some funny moments like platitudinous and then why did you ask for it? But overall, this episode is just meh. Number 32, Once Bitten. So the plot is that the Bikini Bottom goes under a zombie apocalypse once they get this disease with quotation marks once Gary bites Squidward. Once Bitten is they could have went all out with the zombie premise, but we only get like 1 minute of that. The rest of the episode is just whatever. And number 31, we have New Leaf. This episode could have changed everything about Plankton and Krabs' dynamic, but the ending ruins it completely. I just can't get past the ending because it's a part of the episode. Like, the end was just... The whole episode would have been a 10 out of 10. It would have made the top 10 easy if it didn't have the ending. But since it did have the ending, it went to number 31. Number 30 is Weak Struck. Well, SpongeBob acquires a new wig from Ned and the Needlefish. And, well, he goes around wearing it. Weak Struck is another episode I'm going into detail on SpongeBob Defended. So, I'll leave you with this. Weak Struck is actually pretty funny. Number 29, Rule of Dumb. Again, another episode on SpongeBob Defended. Rule of Dumb is also pretty funny. I just like to watch it for some reason. Number 28, The Gift of Gum. Another episode on SpongeBob Defended. I just find The Gift of Gum funny and pretty entertaining despite some of the gross moments. Oh, yeah. So now we are in the great tier. This was the good tier, 30 to 29. 28, sorry. But 27 to 24 is the great tier. These episodes are, well, great. If they were on, I would enjoy them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch them. Starting with Whale of a Birthday. Now, this is one of the episodes that got moved. It went down, if you're wondering. Not to say I don't like it. It's a 9.5 out of 10. But I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to. The plot is that Pearl is having her 16th birthday, and Mr. Krabs tries to get her a present. Well, SpongeBob gets her some presents. Yeah, I really like Whale of a Birthday, but it's nothing to write home about, honestly. Number 26, Shell of a Man. The plot is that Mr. Krabs was going to visit his old Navy buddies, but after cracking his shell, SpongeBob acts as him the entire trip. This premise is already entertaining. And, well, the episode amplifies this by a lot. And this episode is paired with one of my favorite episodes of the show. So, that just doubles its watch rate. Number 25, you have Karate Island. The plot is that SpongeBob gets a VHS to go to Karate Island. Once he goes there, he gets kidnapped and Sandy has to go save him. This is another one of my SpongeBob Defended. This is another episode that's going into my SpongeBob Defended playlist. So, again, I wanted to go more in detail there. So, I'm gonna say this: Karate Island is really, really entertaining. Number 24, Funny Pants. Another episode on SpongeBob Defended. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Whale of a Birthday is also going to SpongeBob Defended. But for Funny Pants is, well, funny. Entertaining. It's funny and entertaining throughout the whole episode. The only part I didn't really like was the ending, but it doesn't really drag it down, like, at all, really. And so, that wraps up the great tier. Now we have the amazing tier. Every episode from here on out is a 10 out of 10. So, let's get into it. Number 23 is Driven to Tears. I talked about this episode already, so if you want a more detailed explanation on why I like this one, you can go to my SpongeBob Defended playlist because, well, it's there. But for here, I'll just say that this episode is funny and it portrays its two mains, I think, pretty good. Number 22 is Squid-tastic Voyage. So, plot is that after SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally get Squidward's clarinet reed stuck in his throat, they get Sandy to help them, and they accidentally go inside Squidward's body before Sandy told them to. This episode is great. It's entertaining and the visuals are the highlight. It's already a parody of the Fantastic Voyage trope, where you go inside a character's body. And man, do they create some nice things to look at. Also, this is one of the 2 times we see the title card background in an episode. If there are any more times, correct me. But the first, I think, is SquidBob Tentacle Pants with the Planet of the Jellyfish title card, which is season 8. In Squid-tastic Voyage, you see the title card in the own episode, in the episode. Also, number 21 is SquidBob Tentacle Pants. The plot is that after a freak accident with her machine, Sandy accidentally fuses SpongeBob and Squidward into one person. This is another one of my episodes in SpongeBob Defended, but I haven't come up with a video yet for it, so again, I can leave you on a note that says this episode isn't really that grotesque, aside from the ending, even though I like the ending. Okay, number 20, Born to be Wild. After hearing about the wild ones, SpongeBob goes to warn everybody that a vicious biker gang is coming. This episode is amazing. It's way funnier than people ever talk about it. It's not going into my SpongeBob Defended because, well, I don't think it's hated at all. So, yeah. Number 19, Chimps Ahoy. The plot is that Sandy's bosses, these chimps, are gonna take away her funding if she doesn't come up with a good invention by the time they get there. SpongeBob and Patrick invent something while she's gone. This episode is really sweet and particularly funny. I really like the gag where Patrick just creates another dimension with a mirror. I don't know how he did that. But this episode is just very entertaining. Number 18 is That's No Lady. The plot of this episode is that SpongeBob thinks an assassin is going after Patrick, so he makes Patrick dress up as Patricia so he doesn't get caught. This episode is really funny. Everyone hitting on Patrick feels so wrong but so right at the same time. Number 17 is Crabs versus Plankton. In this episode, after trying to steal the formula again, Plankton slips on some water that SpongeBob was about to mop. Krabs mocks him. Someone gives the idea of Plankton to sue Krabs, and so he does. And then they go to court over it. This episode is just funny. It's more entertaining than funny, but the jokes here land for the most part. Number 16 is Krusty Towers. This episode is better than I gave it credit for at the start. Better than I gave it credit for like a couple months ago. I don't think it deserves the top 15 because, well, my top 15 is my top 15. I don't think I want to change that, but Krusty Towers, yeah, it's pretty funny. I already went and did a review on this episode. If you want to watch that, you can. Number 15, Ghost Toast. The plot is that, also the plot of Krusty Towers is that Mr. Krabs, after seeing how profitable hotels can be, he makes the Krusty Krab into the Krusty Towers. Anyway, number 15 is Ghost Toast. The plot is that after the Flying Dutchman crashes his ship, he stays at SpongeBob's place until he gets it fixed. This episode is my favorite Flying Dutchman appearance, or at least my favorite major appearance of his. I don't think he's had any side appearances, just episodes where he plays a main role. This is the one I prefer to every other one. Yeah. It's not very funny, but it's just satisfying to watch, honestly. Number 14 is Enemy-in-Law. Unlike Ghost Toast, Enemy-in-Law is pretty funny and has a lot of story to it too. Number 13 is Best Frenemies. The plot is that, the plot of Enemy-in-Law is that Plankton falls for Betsy Krabs, Mrs. Krabs' mother. Best frenemies plot is that Krabs and Plankton try to find out what the kelp shake. Yes, this is the episode that stars the kelp shake recipe is. This episode is mostly notable for Krabs and Plankton's interaction. There's this one joke where there's a security monitor that says you have 3 seconds until spontaneous combustion. And then Mr. Krabs leaves Plankton to die. Number 12 is Bummer Vacation. The plot is that SpongeBob has to take a vacation. This drives him insane, and he tries to get back into the Krusty Krab in various ways. This episode is just funny. It's not really anything else, it's just funny. And it's consistently entertaining to watch throughout. Number 11 is The Pink Purloiner. The plot is that SpongeBob's net, old reliable, goes missing. So he suspects Patrick as the culprit, so he tries to get the answer out of it. The ending to this episode is particularly sweet, and also there's 2 really funny jokes here. Patrick doing nothing, and just Patrick saying, "Which street said that? Was it this one? Mind your own business." It's really funny. I recommend you go give this one a watch. In fact, go watch any episode from seasons 1 to 5 and 9 to 11. I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. Anyway, we are wrapped up with the amazing tier. Now is time for the all-time classic tier. These episodes are, well, classics. And number 10, we have Selling Out. The plot is that Mr. Krabs sells the Krusty Krab to Howard Blandy, owner of the Blandy Franchising Company, and he goes into retirement. After he finds retirement to be boring, he gets a job at the Krabby on Mondays. This episode paints a picture of how some people feel about retirement, and I think that's pretty cool. Not to mention, it's also pretty fun. Number 9 is Wishing You Well. The plot is that Mr. Krabs finds out about wishing wells, so he opens one next to the Krusty Krab. This episode is funny. There's a particular gag, which I consider the second best gag of the show. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's just so great. Just look out for that gag. It's around the ending portion, but not. It's like the end of the middle portion. Like you have like 4 minutes left, maybe. I don't know, but keep your eyes peeled for that scene. It's really, really funny. Number 8 is Skill Crane. So, the plot is that Squidward gets addicted to a claw machine game, This episode is funny and relatable. And that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just really funny and relatable. Number 7 is the Lost Mattress. The plot is that SpongeBob and Patrick get Mr. Krabs a new mattress. Squidward lies and said he gets the mattress, but there's a problem because all of Mr. Krabs' money was in that mattress. And so Squidward, along with Patrick and SpongeBob, have to go get it. This episode feels like a story plucked right out of season 2. And I think the animation has a lot to do with that. It looks a lot like Your Shoes Untied. Your Shoes Untied, yeah. Especially when SpongeBob and Patrick are in the mattress store. Number 6 is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 6, the motion picture. This episode is my favorite Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode of the show. It's also my 13th favorite episode of the show. This episode is just pure laughs. It's super funny. Well, it goes light on the story and just goes straight in for the comedy. And it just hits. It hits constantly. So many great gags in this episode. Okay, the top 5. I'm so tired. I just want to get this video out and go to sleep. Mrs. Puff, you're fired. The drill sergeant, Sergeant Roderick, is a great one-time character. If he appears again, I don't know. I haven't watched much past season 11. Anyway, the plot is that Mrs. Puff gets fired, and a new fish called Sergeant Roderick takes her place. And he coaches SpongeBob how to draw. This episode is just funny. I don't think I really need to explain myself on why I like these episodes now. But at number 4, we have Fear of a Krabby Patty. This is the first episode segment of the show. I mean, the first episode of season 4. And man, just outside of the top 3 is not where I expected to put it. But, well, it's here, and for good reason. It, to me, is the funniest episode of SpongeBob. There are so many quotable lines here. It's just so great. Number 3, Patrick Smart Pants. This episode is just, it's so novel seeing Patrick smart. And that's why I think I love it so much. Also, it's just really heartfelt too. Number 2 is Dunces and Dragons. This is probably the most adventurous SpongeBob episode ever. So it's just plain fun. It's the anti-UGG. While UGG was boring and dull and didn't have much going on, Dunces and Dragons had just non-stop action and just story. The story carries the episode hard for me, and it's my second favorite episode of the show. And my number one pick for season 4 is Have You Seen This Now? My favorite episode of the show. This episode encapsulates everything great about SpongeBob. It tells a heartfelt story with a little bit of comedy sprinkled here and there. It's SpongeBob's attempt at pulling a runaway pet plot, and it does it fantastically. And that's my season 4 ranking, everyone. Hope y'all enjoyed. You can finally go to sleep now. Bye.